Talk to us a little bit about how you arrived at Azimont and branding your practice to create professional contrast. And let's talk about your process that really helps a client appreciate your technical ability fully.
So one of the first questions you asked me, I remember it distinctly, which was define your professional contrast. And I'm sure I gave you an answer, but it was something that I really couldn't answer. It's not that I didn't contrast, it's I couldn't put it into words, right? And so it took me, honestly, months, if not years, to really come back and solidify that answer. And a lot of it was branding, right? And so being able to tell our story, how do we work with you, Mr. and Mrs. Client? How can you perceive our value through our process? And so we came up with two distinct brands. The first was the Azimont Group. And I had been in a number of family offices, and just the immediate response or feeling that I got was it was very eerily similar to the feel of my office, right? The professionals working, whether it was accounting, the traders, the CEO or the admin, it just felt very natural to what I experienced day in and day out. And so I stuck with that theme and I said, what do we do for our clients? We help them to navigate the financial world, which is three-dimensional. When you think about all the different key areas and pillars of planning. And so I asked my marketing team, I said, help me to find a word that encompasses navigation. And what they came back to me with was Azimut, Azimut. And so I hadn't heard that word. I Googled it and came to learn that it's a directional route on how you find an object in the sky, or on the ocean. It's how you're navigating on a three-dimensional plane, which resonated. And I did a second search, and then I found lots and lots of companies all over the country with that name in their title. So it wasn't as unique as I was hoping. And so I said, all right, well, let's stick with this as a root. Let's chop off the mut and make it Azimont, mont signifying the pinnacle of success or summiting a mountain, right? And when you are a mountain climber, right, you hire a Sherpa, and the Sherpa's job is really not to get you to the summit. The Sherpa's job is to get you back down the mountain, right? And so putting those two concepts together of helping our clients to financially navigate their world, not just getting them to a work optional lifestyle, but getting them through the rest of their financial life with success, is what the essence of the Azimont Group is. Now that's a story that we get to tell, right? It's that permission-based marketing, because everybody asks me, what is Azimont? And so I get to tell the story. And it's a word that we made up, so we were able to trademark it, and it's unique. And that's where, coming back to that ultimate question of contrast, professional contrast, right there alone, I believe the way that we brand is completely different from how a lot of other practices or firms brand in the industry. Then we created a second.
Okay, so hold that thought for a second, because I have to say, first of all, I got a tear in my eye hearing you use the language, tell the story, right? We all know facts tell, stories sell. There's an art to articulating value. And first of all, as you were describing the backstory, I could feel the energy and the authenticity of that. But I want to know, just from a practice perspective, your ability to verbalize that. Have you seen, now that you've got some mileage, the clients be able to internalize and then socialize that to somebody else with conviction? Have you seen that happen?
Yes. Now, not to the extent that I would want. So there's an opportunity now to reframe. We've introduced the name. We've introduced a lot of new things over the last 5 years. And so I'm now in a position to come back and reintroduce, reframe, and then really to make sure that our clients know that story, right? Because it's even a hard story to regurgitate easily. And so it's the opportunity now to come back and really harvest that concept.